Welcome to the Echo Sportscast number 35. We have a new co-host.
Standing in for Paul McLean today, I'm Jacob Brown.
And I'm Dave Dale. Today we have a mixed bag of coverage in high school. We start off with some great soccer action. I went to the tournament final for the Chippewa boys, and I was at the game last night between the Chippewa girls and the Scholar Hall Bears.
We're also going to cover this week high school baseball schedule that kicked off last week and continues this Thursday with a two-pack of games.
And I have an assortment of other little high school announcements.
This week's feature spotlight with Bulldogs coach and key cog Marc Mathon. We'll speak about the beginning of the Bulldogs 2020-25 season. We'll maybe touch on how they've been able to utilize the new Canadore Dome as well. We also have some men's baseball started off on Wednesday, the 14th of May, down at Veterans Field. Two lopsided games that we'll cover as well.
And for our Heritage Moment, we're going to talk about an upcoming event that is for everybody that worked in the rec department or summer programs, and we're Lifeguards, which is coming up July 25th. But first, a word from our title sponsor, Homewood Suites by Hilton, North Bay.
Hey North Bay, it's time to celebrate. The city is turning 100, and Homewood Suites by Hilton North Bay invites you to the party. Be at home in our spacious suites, each featuring a kitchen. Yeah, a real kitchen. Also, enjoy our comfy living spaces and brand new fitness gear so you can keep feeling great while staying on budget. Planning a big bash or business event? We've got the perfect meeting spaces right here on site. Plus, with our partnerships at The Grand and Stock Transportation, your guests and delegates are in great hands. Want to know the best part? We're right beside the beautiful Cape Paceway, steps to North Bay's lively waterfront, and moments from downtown's shopping, dining, and entertainment. Celebrate the Centennial with us all year long with an exclusive discount. Just use the code CENTENNIAL when booking your stay. Be at home with Homewood Suites by Hilton North Bay. Join the party today at 495 Oak Street West or call us at 705-495-3000.
Did you ever play high school soccer?
Do I look like I played high school soccer?
You could have been a goalie.
Could have been a goalie. Cover up a little bit of net for sure.
You played lots of sports in high school. You played hockey, baseball, football. Any others?
Tried a little bit of badminton in my last year, but didn't work out too well.
Oh, yeah. Well, you got a good hand-eye.
Yeah, hand-eye was all right. The footwork was tough.
There was actually, we missed it last week, but there was two kids from Scholar that I think they won OFSA at badminton. It was the co-ed. So belated tip of the hat to badminton champions from OFSA, but we're going to leak right into soccer because that's where I did end up. I went to the tournament final last Friday. Chippewa boys were facing Cora from the Sioux, and it was an excellent game. Unfortunately, Cora ended up with a penalty shot. They scored, tied it, put it into a shootout, and well, as you can see from the video evidence, it was a rough and tumble game against Cora, always is. Rough. You guys played them in football, I imagine, right?
No, our group, we never ended up playing Cora. We played the 2 years we played at NASA. We played against Superior Heights.
Oh, that's right. The Blue there, yeah.
Cora is a very good sports school, though, so congratulations to the Ravens for sure.
Yeah, well, they came here, they kicked some butt, and they took the boys' championship, but it was a great game, good shootout, and congrats to the finalists for that. Mm-hmm. I was actually following the Chippewa girls as well. They went undefeated, but because of the way the goal differentials went, they didn't even get into the semifinals. So I made sure I followed up this week, and I caught them playing one of the other top teams in the NDA, Schollard. Great game up on Nipissing University Field. I missed the first half, and Chippewa was up 3-0, so I thought it was going to be, a bit of a cakewalk for them. But Bears ended up scoring 2 goals, made it close, and it was a really cool sort of game to see. It looks like a tight NDA soccer league for the Varsity girls, and I guess the Chippewa boys are the teams to beat.
Yeah, I have noticed a little bit of an uptick in scoring. It seems the local NDA games are pretty high scoring for soccer games. I'm not a soccer aficionado by any stretch, but it definitely seems like there's been a lot of goals this year.
Well, they were playing 17-1s. Somebody's letting the score run up. And maybe if we'd get those refs actually and those coaches with the Leafs, we'd be okay.
Would be all right.
Yeah,
sure.
stop the game.
For
it's
sure.
Bad. It's
yeah,
bad.
For
it's
sure.
Bad.
As a hockey guy, I got to know, what's a hat trick look like in soccer? Do the hats go flying or?
No, I think they throw beer cans.
They throw beer cans?
No,
okay.
I don't know. I've never seen one
I got to
before.
start going to soccer games. Maybe I can catch a few.
Ben just looked it up, and he said that in soccer, when you score 2, it's called a brace.
Okay.
Right? But I don't know if they throw any braces out or what.
That'd be interesting for sure.
Maybe some of the soccer, I know North Bay's a soccer hotbed.
Yes.
A lot of love for soccer here, so maybe somebody can correct us and let us know.
There we go. That'd be great. Send it our way.
Yeah. So let's listen to MacKenna and her coach.
Scored 3 goals here in the 3-2 win against the Scotland Hall for Chippewa. How does that feel?
Really awesome. I'm really happy that I could do that for our team.
Yeah. You know, you've been playing soccer for a long time. It's your favorite sport?
One of my favorite, yeah.
Yeah. What are your other favorite sports?
I've been playing hockey for a long time too, but yeah, I really like to play soccer.
Yeah, I think I saw you on the Junior Lakers there one game. Which team did you play on this year?
U15A.
Oh, okay. Right on. Now, how's your team look for this year?
Our soccer team?
Yeah.
Like our school or?
Yeah, Chippewa Ravens.
Pretty good. We have really solid D, really great forwards too. Lots of really great players and lots of my good friends.
How did it go in the tournament this last Friday?
We went undefeated, but sadly we didn't advance because we tied with the team and had to go goals versus like against, that kind of thing. And we didn't advance, but we played really well, I think.
Now, have you played any other tournaments before, other than that?
That was my first school soccer tournament, yeah.
Now we got the semis and the finals coming up real quick. There's a short season. How's that feel?
It's really fun to play all the games super close together. Yeah.
Tell me about your player here.
Just for grade 9, the composure.
Yeah. A mature player?
Yeah. I know her, I've been playing with her family for a long time, so to see this kid come up, she's a professional. Stuff she does is on the back checking end to go get the ball, on the trapping of the other team to get turnovers. Then she can shoot with her left foot, plays with her right foot. She's this is just the beginning. Yeah. Let's go.
Well, that's high praise. What do you think of that?
I'm really thankful for him. He's been a really good mentor. I've had him for 7 and 8 as well. I went to, it's like a secondary and 7 and 8 school, so I've been with him for a while. Mm-hmm.
Tell me about some of the other players on your team that are going to make it, and who will also be helpful in trying to get the NDA banner.
Quinn, I think, is a really strong defender on our team, and she held us in that game, I think, really well. And Grace Robertson and Molly Robertson, they're both very strong and very vocal, which really helps us out on the field.
Well, good luck going forward.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
The Scholard Hall Bears junior boys soccer team was congratulated for winning the Nipissing Invitational Tournament in back-to-back years. So well done, boys. So Jacob, when are the quarters going to be next week?
The quarters for the girls varsity will take place on May 20th. The semifinals take place on May 22nd. And the championship final will take place on May 27th. So for the senior boys, we have the quarterfinals taking place on May 20th, semifinals taking place on May 23rd, and the date for the final will be released. It is TBD. Last but not least, for soccer, we have the junior boys quarterfinal taking place as well on the 20th, semifinals on the 23rd, and the championship finals on May 27th.
So how's high school baseball look this year?
High school baseball kicked off last week with 4 games taking place over the Tuesday and Thursday. Starting up again this week on Thursday. The field was closed this week for repairs on the turf, so we're excited to get back out there. We have some games going 4 o'clock, I believe, and 7 o'clock. So.
Yeah, we're recording this Thursday morning, and the show comes out Friday, so we probably won't have that in there, but we'll do a recap and something next week.
Perfect. Well, hopefully we can cover a West Ferris win.
You remember what happened last year?
Yeah, fireworks in the championship.
That's right.
That's what I remember. I do remember some fireworks. I mean, listen, everybody gets heated, everybody gets excited, and there's nothing like playing for an NDA championship. So it's definitely it can get contested for sure.
So was that the Bears playing the Ravens?
The Bears playing the Ravens in the final. I do remember vividly a very tight play at home plate, and I believe it was covered, and you had the two umpires.
That's small town times.
Yeah. Small town times. You had the two umpires responsible for the call in here, and they kind of dissected it, and it was good.
Oh, good memories.
Yeah.
I hope it's added to the team again this year.
For sure.
It's a real short season.
For sure. Yeah, I think we're at 4 or 5 game season. It's only a 5-team league. The Mattawa High School had to drop out due to lack of players, but we're ready to go. West Ferris plays against Franco tonight, who are a really good surprise. Franco's going to be a strong team, and they might contend for a title, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, a lot of good athletes coming out of Sturgeon.
For sure.
In other high school action, I was checking out the different Facebooks for the schools, and I noticed there's some nice congratulations. On Monday, Chippewa fielded 2 girls slope pitch teams for an exhibition tournament. We weren't there, but this is ahead of the NDA making an official sanctioned sport next year. So congratulations to Chippewa and all the other schools that have teams for slow pitch girls. I'm sure they're going to have fun playing that. I'm not sure. We used to have girls playing in the baseball high school league. For sure,
yeah. There was always 2 or 3 in there, maybe even per team at one point. But I do remember it's really interesting that the softball is becoming sanctioned sport, because I was actually in the inaugural West Ferris Trojans NDA championship team when that became a sanctioned sport way back when. So it's exciting to see the NDA growing.
Yeah, it's that's cool memories, and another good sport for them. Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hopefully they have fields to play on before Victoria Day weekend next year. We'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll cut that one short.
Yeah. Also on the Chippewa Facebook page, the U14 Spartans baseball team was congratulated for winning gold at the Ontario Cup in Ottawa. The Ravens on the team, there's 6 of them, grade 8 students, Owen Strawn, Alex Farquhar, Ben Demers, Gavin Miller, Vontae Gill, and Logan Kennedy. We'll hopefully see more of that team and what they're up to.
Also have another big congratulations in order to the U16 North Bay Spartans girls basketball team. The team showed grit all season long while moving up 2 divisions in the Ontario Basketball League. They finished their season with a thrilling overtime win at the Ontario Cup yesterday. Key contributors to Spartan success include Junior Raven NDA All-Stars, Alina Kleinbeck, Grace Robertson, and Lily Lyle.
So as a multi-sport athlete, I'm sure you've been to Source for Sports for equipment over the years?
Many times. It's a one-stop shop for everything you need sports-wise in North Bay.
Did you ever get anything specific that you remember was a good piece of a glove or anything like that?
I do remember a mask, a goalie mask.
Oh, yeah.
That I got as a young lad. It was a hack of a mask. It's a company, I believe it was a Canadian company down south. Doesn't exist anymore, but I wore that thing into the ground, and I still have it somewhere in my crawl space, probably at home. But yeah, that's probably the one piece that I definitely remember.
Yeah, Dylan got several different pieces of equipment from there too. Paul's always been very helpful, especially for goalies, because you feel sorry for us.
Yeah, and I mean, I played hockey. I actually played high school hockey with Dylan a little bit, and I was wearing, up until this winter, I was wearing pads that I'd had for 14 seasons, and Paul helped me out, and I got my first new pair of pads since then, and it's pretty new school technology. It took a while to get used to them, but it's good.
Is that what you were wearing for the family tournament?
Yes. My son actually designed them, so that's a little bit of the color, so it's pretty cool, yeah.
When you're a parent getting every kid wants a new baseball bat, what do you recommend that a parent does for a young child? You have a young boy, right? Mm-hmm. So you don't want to give them too heavy a bat.
Ask the people that know what they're talking about.
Yeah, that's good advice.
Yeah, I think everybody, a lot of the times, worry about the price tag on things, and it's not necessarily the $300 bat that's the best piece for your child. It might be the $85 bat, or it might be the league bat. So my biggest piece of advice would just be listen to the people that really don't care once you're gone. They just want to sell you the right product for you in that moment.
And those guys at Source for Sports, they're really good about that. They're not just going to sell you something you don't need.
That's why I enjoy going in there. And the one department that's not really talked about as much is the team department. They're so good back there as well, and I do a lot of business with them through the NOHA, the men's league, and obviously MBBA as well. So they're really truly a one-stop sports shop, and they do a great job.
Next is Marc Mathon from the Bulldogs, and we had a good conversation about the upcoming season. I'm excited to see them play.
Yeah, it should be good. Football in this city, I alluded to it in the Spotlight interview with Mark. Football's really grown in this city. When I was playing, there was a lot of, you're either a baseball player, a hockey player, and you'd go and play football in the fall. But now there's kind of some sort of reversals where football players are starting to play competitive at 10, 11 years old, and then they're venturing out to maybe other sports that 5-10 years ago it was a reverse role. So it's really exciting to see what the Bulldogs are doing, and it's going to be cool to see that women's unveil this weekend.
Yeah, well, 4 games in a row on Saturday at Omischl, starting at noon, I think you said with the Tykes. So it should be a good day for football, rain or shine.
Absolutely.
So here we are with, let's hear it from Mark. Today's guest is Marc Mathon of the North Bay Bulldogs, and it's going to be football starting this weekend.
Yes, it is.
Yeah,
we got 4 games going on.
4 games?
Yeah, it's a big one.
Yeah, who's playing and when?
We've got all of our 4 programs, our 4 varsity programs going on. The NFC doesn't start till June 6th, so we've got a triple header. No, it's a quadruple header at home. And we're starting, let me see here. There's so many games, I don't remember them all by heart, but the Tyke are at 11 o'clock in the morning, and they're playing against Peel. The Bantam are playing at 1:30, and they're playing against Huronia, which is Barrie. And then for the first time ever in North Bay, we've got a women's team, a women's tackle football team. And our ladies' team is playing against West Toronto at 4 o'clock. That's going to be a really fun one to watch. And our junior varsity is entertaining the Sudbury Junior Spartans at 6:30.
Is this all at Omischl's Mike O'Shea Field?
Yeah, all at Mike O'Shea Field at Omischl, yeah.
Does it cost to get in?
I think it's $5. Mm-hmm. $5. It helps us cover the field rental and a little bit of the cost of putting on the game. But yeah, it's going to be fun. We're going to have a ton of people there. It's usually a really good time. Sometimes our announcers get all excited and they do some really wild stuff. It's kind of good.
Can you speak a little bit to the women's program? I mean, I grew up, I played, I'm a Ferris alumni, Trojan alumni. I played 5 years at West Ferris, never had the opportunity to play wild or anything like that. But it seems like football has grown to a completely new level. And now it's in North Bay with club teams playing all the way up from Tyke to the NFC. The women's team, how'd that come to be and how's the interest level?
Yeah, well, we have grown. We've grown a little bit faster than our resources are there. And so we've been on the fast track of training coaches and that sort of thing. The girls team, we've always had girls play in our youth program in the fall. Since 2004, that's when we started our youth program. And in 2004 was for 11, 12, and 13-year-olds. 2 years ago, we started the Tyke program, which allows us for 9, 10, 11-year-olds to play. And we've always had girls. 'Cause girls at that age, they're athletically equivalent, and in many cases, in some cases, better than the boys. One of the things is they learn really, really acutely fast, and they're very attentive. And we've had some of our best form tacklers be girls in our youth program. So over the years, we've averaged anywhere between 3 and 6 or 7 girls every year. And they always ask us, we got to play with the boys, and yeah, they do. They play junior football, but the game outgrows them by the time they reach grade 10, right? It's just really tough to compete, and it becomes not so much a safety issue, but they're just not able to compete with the physicality that the NDA offers at the senior level. So they unfortunately have to resort to being football fans, and we do. We've got a lot of girls that have gone through our program that, at the very least, have become great football fans. They've come back to help out in different ways, and they've gone on to have good jobs and take what they learned from football and teamwork and accountability and all that stuff. And they always recount their days as Bulldogs. So that, of course, has grown. And then the interest has been there, and last year it just became, do we think we have critical mass to put on a team? And really what we did is 2 years ago we started the ladies flag football team league in the fall. So ladies have been 2 seasons with flag football, and last year the verbiage really started when a bunch of girls from Algonquin formed a team in that league. Said, could we play tackle? I said, well, let's see what we can do. So we put it out there, and lo and behold, 2 of the girls, Lise Tongay and Sydney Jacobs, they took the bull by the horns, and they went out and they recruited. They sold the idea to girls across high schools that they could play together during the summer in a tackle football team. And those 2 girls put this thing together and came to us. Didn't just come to us. They bugged the hell out of us. We really want a team. We'll do anything. And so when you have people coming to you with that kind of conviction and that kind of interest, we dug deep and we put out a call for people to put forward an expression of interest by email to coach at all levels, right from the NFC all the way down to our new tyke team, including the girls. And, we invited anybody and everybody who wanted to apply, not even apply, just tell us you're interested and we'll teach you everything else you need to know. And we got some interest, and I wish we would have gotten a little bit more from the football community. People who have coached high school and that sort of thing, but we understand they enjoy their summers. They coach in the fall and that sort of thing. But we did get enough interest, and we put together, there was Bulldogs alumni. Adam Cochine stepped up to be the offensive coordinator, and Nick Baldessero from Algonquin, who's also played Bulldogs football, he stepped up to be defensive coordinator. And Mike Tongay, who's an experienced coach at other sports, including martial arts and that sort of thing, he stepped up to be our head coach. Has a great interest in football, and so we put something together. I've been on that staff to help guide the coaches and to teach them and to get them up to speed, especially Mike, because he hasn't coached football before. So we've put something together, and it's coming together pretty good. It's going to be our first time ever with girls football. We've got about 26, 27 girls, and they're learning fast. It's going to be as much as we can prepare them. That first game is always going to be a little bit of a culture shock of sorts. But I think I'm looking forward to tomorrow, to Saturday, and we're just hoping that they come out of it having so much fun they can't wait till next week.
How many other teams in the loop? Like, who are they playing against?
Good grief! I think there's several teams in the loop, and I think they're playing against 4. They're playing a couple of back-to-backs, but they have the West Toronto. They have Cumberland. They're playing against the Junior Mustangs of London. And then right after that, they're also playing against a second team in London, the London Wolfpack. And then they have a bye on June 14th. And then they play against Cornwall. And then they finish up against Sudbury. After that, they're in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah. Sounds like an 8-team loop.
Yeah. It's 6 or 8 teams.
Yeah, right
and
on.
It's going to be exciting. I think it's great because, like I was telling the girls last weekend, we had a little bit of a get together at Matches at the casino, in which we had a breakfast and we introduced all the girls to the parents and had a jersey reveal. So we issued them their jerseys and that sort of thing. And like I was saying to the girls in my little address to the group was, football is recognized as a boys' sport, but actually it's just a game. It's just a game. It's a sport, and it's open to. It's definitely worthy of being able to be accessible to girls. Girls can benefit from the game. The teamwork is incredible. It's the only game that I know of where you cannot succeed without your teammates succeeding. It's that it requires that much cooperation between players on the same team. And if you've played, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing about football is the camaraderie that somebody can probably say that better, but of the team aspect of it, and the fact that because it needs a big team, you have a great, a larger profile of different players filling those different positions, right? So what I liked about the high school was that you saw some athletes out there that wouldn't actually play some of the other sports, but there's a place for them to play on football.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, big guys, you know, a lot of games and a lot of sports out there are not big guy friendly. Football is one of them where a big guy can not just have fun, but succeed and do well and be recognized by his teammates as being a key, important, valuable person. And that's, to me, that's so important because football has a way, if it's coached properly and if it's bought into properly, it can really help people with their self-image. And that, to me, carries somebody for the rest of their lives. And there's nothing more important than that.
Before we go too much further in that, I wanted to make sure we spoke a little bit about the NFC team.
Yeah.
How do we look this year? There's some talent that came back to town, and it looks like you got a decent team.
Yeah, we're excited. We're very excited, as a matter of fact. You know, again, going all the way back to that day in Walmart where I saw this young lady and her son walking around, and I kind of introduced myself, and I asked that little boy if he'd like to play tackle football. And I said, you know, with the equipment and the shoulder pads and everything, and his eyes just lit up and big smile. He says, I'd love to. And he looked up at his mom. He says, do you think I could, Mom? And she must have thought I was some kind of weird dude, you know, walking up to her. But it turned out that, you know, that's how I recruited Mason McGriskin. And then he come out and he joined the team, and he got to play football. He had fun. His mom got involved. She was at every game. And then that led to him joining our junior varsity team. And we went to the finals in junior varsity team. And then later on, he went to our senior varsity team, had a very successful high school career. And he was on his senior varsity team that led us to a championship, a provincial championship. And then the very next year, they went all the way to the finals and were finalists. Then after that, of course, as you know, he went to Bishops, had a career there, finished last year with a 6-0 team. And he's graduated. He's looking to establish a way where he can earn income in athleticism, personal training, and be involved in football and offer services in the football community as well. And he wants to come back to North Bay and do that. So he got a job right now this year in Toronto. He's coaching, Football North, the junior varsity team there this fall. So that's great for him. It's great exposure. He's going to make connections there like there's no tomorrow. But we're really happy to see him come home, and so are his previous teammates and his friends. And there's a whole group of guys there, all friends, and they're looking forward to playing with each other.
Tell us about some of those other players that are coming into play because of the Mason thing and because this is a year for them.
Yeah, well, you know, some of his friends, I mean, a lot of his friends have already played a year or two. But I mean, guys, you know, one of them was Adam Wallace, who of course got drafted by the BC Lions a couple of years ago. He's been in North Bay, and he's got a job right now with the ONR, and congratulations to him. He's a good team guy, and the ONR is going to benefit from having a great team guy like him. And he's settled here in North Bay. He's looking forward to coming to play for us. And he's going to try a little bit of a different position this year. He's going to try middle linebacker as opposed to being on the 3-point. So, and one of the things he said to us was he really misses the camaraderie with his buddies and that sort of thing. And Mason brings obviously together some of the other guys. Parksy. Drake didn't play with him, but Drake's always looked forward to being part of his team and that sort of thing. But let me see, on D-line, Cam Dowdle as a linebacker, There's, all the names. There's so many names. I'm not good with names, but.
And when did you
there's
say
a
their
bunch.
first game is? The 5th or 6th?
June 6th.
June 6th.
June
eh?
6th, yeah.
And who
is
are
our
they?
first
Who you
game.
guys playing then?
We're playing against Ottawa.
Yeah.
You know,
so
the
tough.
team. Yeah, right
Didn't
away.
they beat you guys out last year?
Last year, yes. Yeah, they beat us out last year.
I hate to bring that up.
No, that's okay, man.
Just kidding.
They're a competitive team.
Yeah.
You know, and they're a competitive team. We've got a good little thing going with those guys. You know, we beat them out the year before in 2022, and this year they played us. And actually went to. We didn't have to meet them in the semis. We met GTA in the semifinals.
Oh, okay.
And GTA beat us out. So anyway, it's a good thing. They're looking forward to playing us, and our guys are looking forward to playing them as well.
A little bit of star power obviously never hurts. Can you talk a little bit of Laporte? You mentioned big guys. He's not on the line necessarily. He's a big guy in your backfield, I believe, who can catch it and he can run. And he's an individual that's done a lot of different things athletically. And what's he mean to your football club?
Well,
isn't he fighting? He's got a June 14th fight.
Yeah.
He signed a 6-fight deal with this on ice scrapping whatever.
Okay.
So
yeah, that's right.
I guess he won't be.
He won't be with us for part of the season.
Yeah, yeah.
But you know what? He's a good guy. He came out and we bought some combine equipment, some laser timers. You know, the same stuff you see at the NFL combine, that sort of thing. So we decided to play with him. We had a bunch of guys running 40s, and he's coaching some guys, and he decided he's going to warm up, and he pulled off a 4.318 40-yard dash at 33 years old or 30, whatever he is. Like, those numbers are not seen even at the CFL combine.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my God, 4.319. And that's laser time. That's not somebody.
I was actually
making a
talking to him
mistake.
about that. He said there might be some asterisk on that one because of he didn't have he wasn't coming out of the shoot sort of stance. It wasn't a 4, it was a 3 or something like that.
Oh no, it was a good time.
His how he started.
Yeah,
He was saying that it might not count to some people's minds because he wasn't all the way down before the start. Like he wasn't.
like in a 3-point.
Yeah, that's what he said.
He tried it with a 2-point.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it still doesn't matter.
I know.
The moment his foot,
these are all just
the moment
little
his
details
foot
people will.
crosses.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he
He was proud of what he did. He thought it was cool, but he said some people might not think it's right.
No, you don't have to be in a 3-point stance. You can get off to a better start.
Yeah.
If he was in a 3-point stance and if he was explosive, he might have even beat that time.
Yeah.
But we all saw it. It was right there. And it was an inspiration to all the other players, and he was helping coaching. And we got a kid in junior varsity, 15-year-old kid, Teo Nado, I think. And he was coaching him up, and he showed him a couple things. And that kid went and ran a 4.61.
Well,
In the 4.6s, you don't see 15-year-olds run 4.6s. Well, there it was. It was awesome. So, yeah, Laporte's a good guy. He's tall. He's got big reach, and he, when he first wanted to come play football for us, he spent, I think, the 2 weeks straight and bugged people to come out with him every single day for hours, just throw him balls, just so he can get the hand-eye coordination and catch everything, and it's really paid dividends for him. So we're hoping that. We're hoping he wins his fights.
Yeah.
So he doesn't come back all beat up, and hopefully, we'll be able to use him during the season, especially for when we need to stretch the field on some defenses.
He's a guy you got to cover.
And if we catch him in a man-on-man, he'll score. He'll only be there to run the deep ball and score touchdowns.
Well, we're running out of time. Appreciate you coming in for this. Glad to looking forward to the season.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be great. So this Saturday it starts early.
Yeah, 11 till about 8 o'clock. There'll be football going on at Omischl.
Yeah. Well, that's hopefully they open up the washrooms for you.
They're all open. Don't worry. They learned their lesson there. The city made it was just a little error. Just a miscommunication over there. But since then they've been there. They were there this last night and they were there last weekend. So it's good. It's a really good cooperative thing we've got going on with the city, which is a good thing.
Get in and go at North Bay Toyota. From the bold and adventurous RAV4 to the fuel-efficient and stylish Corolla Cross to the powerful and rugged Tacoma, there's a Toyota for everyone. Need extra space for the family? The Highlander, Grand Highlander, and Sienna. Want to go green? Check out Toyota's complete lineup of hybrid vehicles like the Prius, Camry, Crown, all-new Crown Signia, and more. Get in and go at North Bay Toyota. Visit them at 640 McEwen North Bay or toyota.com for details.
So men's baseball got off running there last night. I picked up some video of the first game, which was a bit of a blowout, but we got the first homer of the season and we got the first strikeout.
Yeah, we had a deep fly ball to dead center over the big fence down at Veterans for a brief 1-0 lead for the Sorcerer Sports team. I say brief because the score ended up in favor of Asante 28-2. So it was definitely a tough debut game for the Sorcerer Sports team, but they'll look to rebound next week.
Well, that Sorcerer Sports team, that's made up of. Tell me about the structure of the league this year.
Yeah, so structure of the league, we have 6 teams, which is a step up from last year. Last year's 5-team schedule. We have the veteran squad, Lavrock A's, the Asante Wealth Management team, Eastside Marios, and Gateway Landscaping. All 4 of those teams are steady teams within our league, and they've all been a good part of our league for a long while now. We have the 18U North Bay Panthers travel team in our league as well, so we're excited to see what they can do up in our league. And then the Sorcerer Sports team is comprised of individuals that maybe have not played in our league before but are looking to kind of cut their teeth within the North Bay men's baseball circuit.
And the Sorcerer Sports is the main sponsor?
Sorcerer Sports is the main sponsor. We owe a lot of thanks to Paul McLean over at Sorcerer Sports. Obviously, he's a great friend of the show, a host of the show regularly. I'm sitting in his chair today, so I got to say kind words about Paul. But he's been great in the whole process, and Sorcerer Sports is a great contributor to our league.
Yeah, so that blowout game's not really indicative of what we're going to see through the season. What do we have coming up next week?
Next week, you have a couple good games. I know East Sides will make their season debut against the Panthers. Both teams were idle last night, so that'll be interesting to see. There's lots of good talent on that Panthers team, so they're young, but I think they'll be mighty. And then I believe the late game will be between Lavrock, who is the 2-time defending champs, versus the Sorcerer Sports squad. So they'll hope to get some pitching and rebound.
We were covering a little bit of the finals last year. Give me a recap of what happened to finish things off last year.
Yeah, so I believe last year actually was kind of not a surprise that Lavrock won, but it was a sweep. And Asante definitely put up a fight. There were 2 close games, but it was a 2-0 series sweep in the best of 3 for Lavrock. So I know Asante is looking fresh with their new uniforms, and they're going to be looking to rebound and get that crown back. The last 5 champions of the league belong to 3 teams. So Eastside's won it in 2020. 2 seasons after that was Asante's, and then the last 2 years have been Lavrock. So it's been the top 3 teams in the league have been there, and so it'll be interesting to see how it shakes out.
Who hit that big long bomb?
That was Pat Maley. He grew up in North Bay, played a lot of baseball. His dad actually used to run the North Bay Baseball Association.
Oh, I remember.
Yeah, Don, I believe is his name. Yeah. So I think Pat played a little bit from the University of Ottawa, and now he's back in town, and he's actually taken leadership of the Sorcerer Sports team, which is awesome to see.
So it says 290 to the fence?
Yeah, I think.
But that fence is like, 50 feet high.
It's got to be, yeah. So I think I'm no mathematician, but if anybody watching the show wants to figure out the projected distance, reach out to Dave. That'd be cool to figure that out.
Yeah, so it went 290 to the fence. The fence is 50 feet high, let's say. And what would it take, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Because that was still going.
I would say at least 350, 360. He tagged it pretty good.
Yeah, who's the pitcher that owned that one?
That one was Burke Hoole. Burke's played in our league for a long time as well.
Yeah.
He's a really good right-handed pitcher, so.
Yeah. He did well. So, also I had video of the first pitch, and it was called strike. What did they just give him the first? Because that was above the guy's head.
Yeah, I mean, just like the players, the umpires got to shake off some rest every once in a while too. So
it was just an automatic strike. Yeah. So I didn't want to put that video in because I'm going to wait before I start picking on the umpires.
There you go.
So our heritage moment actually is not necessarily all sports, but it's about something that grows athletes in sports, and that's the city's playground community. They used to have summer students run recreational stuff at all the parks, and all the lifeguards. And to celebrate the city's 100th anniversary, they're going to have a reunion of all the different workers that took part, and they did that program. It was cut, I think, in the 80s, but has a long legacy. And I think the gathering's going to be July 25th, 26th. There was just an announcement this week. What I have is a little bit of video of the announcement and a little bit of taste of what's going to go on for what they call the playground anniversary. So here we go.
I am Joanne Brusso, and I'm honored to be your MC this morning. A group of former beach and playground employees, as well as former program directors, recreational program directors, have come together to plan a very special event, a reunion of North Bay's playground and beach staffs. Just in time for the city's North Bay 100th anniversary year. What a perfect opportunity to reconnect, share memories, celebrate the friendships and experiences that shaped so many of our summers. You can register for this event by visiting the Facebook page, North Bay Playground and Beach Staff. I'd like to introduce to you the dedicated organizing committee. We have Gloria Moultrie-Gillis. Mutri, sorry, hired as a soupy in 1968. Penny Horton-LaCour, hired as a lifeguard swimming instructor in 1968. Not present is Kathy Kandari-Sagang, hired as a soupy in the mid-70s. Dave Sad, hired as a recreational program director in 1972. And myself, hired as a lifeguard in 1973. The reunion will take place on Friday, July 25th and Saturday, July 26th. On Friday, we have an opening night social at the Gateway Brewery. There'll be a casual evening of reconnecting, local beer testing, pinball, and golf. Food will be available for purchase, and you can pre-book your spot for the golf simulator as well. On Saturday the 26th, we start the morning at 8:30 with a meeting here at the Chippewa Beach, the playground for a playground supervisors rally and a beach staff search. Participants will be grouped into vehicles and will be sent out in a fun, nostalgic challenge. We can return at 10:30 to board the Chief Commando, and it leaves the dock at 11. It sails at 11. No reunion would be complete without a sail on Lake Nipissing aboard the Chief Commando, a time-honored tradition at the end of many summer seasons. It was always the moment to share stories from different beaches and playground locations. Once we return to the King's Landing, we will then head over to the Grand Events Center for a socializing and food experience. The registration fee is only $50 for these 2 days. And we'd like to thank the support of the North Bay 100th Celebration Fund, Moyers Printing, and Cecil's. Without them, we wouldn't be able to provide you with an very affordable event. I'd like now to ask Dave Sad to come up and speak briefly.
Never done that.
Of history of the two programs.
Thanks, Joanne. People look at this as some kind of just a gathering and a party, but it really speaks to over 70 years of history for our community. In the mid-50s, the city hired Sam Jacks as their new Parks and Recreation Director. And because of Sam's background working for the Central Y in Toronto, basic program was important to him. I think the first beach that they had supervision at was Kinsman Beach. And that continued for 40 years. And the funny thing there is every time you came out, you had to bring out a rock because of the itch that was at Kinsman. At the same time, Sam saw a need for neighborhood programs, walk-through programs where children could go and be supervised. And you take a look at what they had back then. You had Kinsman, you had Kinnett, you had Kiwanis, you had Legion, you had Elks, you had police. So Sam built community relationships, and those names stayed on those programs for a long, long time. When I came on board in 1972, I never went to a playground, and I never went to a beach because I never did learn how to swim. But in that year, two people that are here today, Penny and Gloria, were overseeing those programs. And they taught me the importance and the impact that these programs had on the community. The beach program, at one point we had 46 staff, 6 areas plus the outdoor pool at the base. And today, maybe 14 staff and maybe 2, possibly 3 beaches. Council in the 80s, in their infinite wisdom, decided that they wanted to save $47,000, and they eliminated the playground program. The playground program offered families an opportunity to provide a 6-week program for their children in a safe environment, doing a wide variety of activities, special events, Chief Commanda, Science North, Santa's Village. They were great programs. I don't know why council did it, but who might ask? Anyways, one thing that gets lost in all of this, as we look back on the history of our city, if it wasn't for the playground program, the Heritage Festival never would have taken place. Because we used to do what was called the Mayor's Kiddies Day, and it was a 1-day celebration in Thompson Park. The Ministry of Municipal Affairs heard about it. They wanted to set up regional festivals, and they said, we'd like to build on that event. As a result of the playground program, we ended up with arguably one of the best, if not the best, special events we ever had in the city. So, yes, this is a gathering, it's a reunion, but in terms of the 100th anniversary of the city, it speaks to the legacy that these programs provided for young people in our community that a lot of people you run into today and they still talk about it. There you are.
Thank you, Dave.
248.
A history lesson for me.
Pissing me off.
And now next, I'd like to have Gloria, who will share her personal journey and memories. Thanks, Joanne.
Hi, everyone. Well, I'm thrilled that the City of North Bay is celebrating their 100th anniversary. And we are having a summer staff reunion with former playground and beach staff. Dave has wanted to do this forever, so we're finally at it. I had the privilege of working some of the best summer jobs you can imagine. As a playground supervisor in the 60s and 70s, I started at just 16 years old at Green Hill Park up on Airport Hill, and it was just down the street from my home. Thanks to my background in babysitting and figure skating instruction, I jumped right in. In my very first year, I was honored to receive the Playground Soupy of the Year award after increasing attendance and, most importantly, having a fantastic time with the children. One of my fondest memories in the citywide drama festival was our playground competing and having such luck to have North Bay's own Darlene LaFerrier as one of my children, who dazzled everyone with a performance about a trip to the moon. In my third summer, I was stationed at Laurentian Playground with 2 other Soupies. It was quite a trek to get there for me, walking down Green Hill through Wallace Heights, down that big hill and onto Ski Club Road, through a really bushy area and keeping an eye out for bears. We had so many active children at that playground. It was a very lively, memorable summer. I even had a little help from my boyfriend, who now is my husband of 50 years, and he worked for the city sanitation department in the summer and would bring me recyclable treasures like wallpaper books and telephone wire tubes for crafts. There I met Kathy Kandari, now Segay, one of my favorite young participants. She went on to become a Soupy herself and married another Soupy, Pierre Segay, names I'm sure many of you recognize. Later, I became the head playground supervisor, responsible for interviewing, hiring, and training new staff. Together, we planned daily activities, including active and quiet games, arts and crafts, songs, storytelling, and special events. Eventually, I took my experience to Sudbury, serving as their head playground supervisor one summer, overseeing twice the number of staff and sites. It was an amazing experience that prepared me for a career in recreation. After high school, I enrolled in Canada College's Recreation Leadership Program, the one that Dave had attended a couple years before. And upon graduating in 1974, I was proud to be hired as North Bay's Program Director with Parks and Recreation, working alongside the legends like Sam Jacks, Murray Shave, and Dave Sad. Though I retired from that position after starting a family, I stayed connected to the city through various contracts, including managing the beach program and serving as office manager for the 1989 Ontario Winter Games. Later, I spent 22 rewarding years with community living as a respite services coordinator. Reflecting, the playground program was a pillar of community life in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Each summer, about 54 staff were placed at 25 playgrounds across North Bay, supported generously by the city, from providing first aid kits and equipment to maintaining the playgrounds and offering professional development at Camp Tillicum. The program created a vibrant, supportive environment where children thrived and young leaders were shaped. It wasn't just a job, it was a foundation for many future careers: teachers, nurses, doctors, social workers, business owners, and of course, caring parents and grandparents. Parents and neighborhoods also played a huge role. Their donations, encouragement, and trust allowed the program to flourish and gave countless children memories they'll never forget, like trips to Santa's Village in Bracebridge, Science North in Sudbury, and our Chief Commanda, of course. For families, playgrounds provided a free and fun holiday for their children. Many of us from those years have remained friends, and the upcoming reunion will be a wonderful chance to reconnect, share stories, and celebrate the role of the playground program played in shaping who we are today. We're especially excited for the car rally and scavenger hunt across the city's playgrounds and beaches on July 26th. Keep an eye out for us. We'll be easy to spot in our bright green and blue t-shirts, proudly representing our days as Soupy's lifeguards and instructors. Don't worry though, we won't be wearing our seersucker little tops and short shorts or Speedos this time around. Thank you so much for supporting this wonderful event and for helping us spread the word. Let's celebrate the incredible history and spirit of North Bay's playgrounds and beaches and true legacy for our city. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Gloria. Nice to stay here. I forgot to mention that these shirts will be available online for sale. It is the city's anniversary shirts, but we've added green if you were playground and blue if you were beach staff, so it will be easy to identify for that that weekend. Thanks. Next up, we have Penny, a member of the Hall Sports of Fame, who will talk about the impact of beaches in our city.
Hi. Did you know that drowning is the third leading cause of accidental injuries? Almost every year, 500 Canadians will drown or lose their lives in aquatic accidents. And yet, these tragedies are very rare in supervised areas where we have lifeguards. That's because lifeguards do more than just sit in a chair, get a tan, and have whistles. They're trained, prepared, and always alert. Here in North Bay, our beach staff has been a vital part of keeping our community safe. We have been providing this safety service for the people of North Bay since the 1950s. Lifeguarding and teaching swimming aren't just jobs. They build leadership, responsibility, and a strong sense of commitment. To become a certified lifeguard or swim instructor takes years of effort, and after learning how to swim proficiently, it can take at least another 3 years before you become a certified guard or instructor.
Well, Jacob, that was your first sportscast. How did you feel as a co-host?
I loved it. I mean, pretty big shoes to fill there with Paul absent, but thanks for having me. I appreciate it, and I'd love to be back.
Well, you probably will as soon as I take a week off or something like that. I definitely would have you in there. You're well-versed in a lot of different sports. You go at it more professionally than I do. And it's I think, a good thing for the community, this sports show. It actually pulls together a lot of different things, and people can share and learn from each other.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I was fortunate enough to be one of your first guests when you started it up in the fall, and I've followed it very closely since. So the recognition that individuals are getting that otherwise they may not have is really cool to see. So kudos to you and Paul for continuing this initiative.
Well, thanks again for stepping in for Paul, who's enjoying himself somewhere.
Yeah, I believe he's in Italy, so
yeah, right on.
Should be good.
Well, thanks for tuning in. That's our number 35 Echo Sportscast.
I'm Jacob Brown.
And I'm Dave Dale. Have a good day.
Dear North Bay, as a single mom and full-time student, life can feel overwhelming and budgets are always tight. But one thing I never question is how deeply I care about my community. When I began volunteering at the North Bay Regional Health Centre, I saw firsthand how much the healthcare system means to people, especially when life takes an unexpected turn. It made me think, what if it was my child, my parent, or my friend that was in need of care? That's when I realized I wanted to do more, to be part of something bigger than myself. I joined the I Give monthly club because even a small monthly gift can have a meaningful impact, helping ensure everyone in our community has access to the care they need right here at home. If you believe in strong, local health care, I hope you'll join me. Sign up at nbrhcfoundation.ca or call 705-495-8125. It's simple and it matters. With gratitude, Kim Cosgrove.